the whole universe at my fingertips.
And I'm all on my own. I'd love it if you came with me.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
Time may change me.
Hey folks, long time no see. Apologies. I know it's been a bit, from your perspective out there on Earth. For me, I don't really have any sense of time. That wasn't a joke when I said that in my first episode. I literally don't know how much time has passed at any given moment. So for me, I feel like I literally just put out my Ark in Space video, but according to the Earth calendar, it's apparently been 3 months. So apologies for that. It is what it is, but I'm back here now. I'm back and I am hyped up. I am super psyched about the imminently upcoming season of Doctor Who. The series 14 or season 1, depending on what kind of a person you want to be. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it and get you all the information you need to be perfectly 100% prepared for the series premiere. So it's going to be a 2-episode premiere. We're going to get both the first episode, Space Babies, and the second episode, The Devil's Cord. We're going to get both of those in the same day. In the US, it's going to premiere on Disney Plus this Friday, May 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And in the UK, you're going to get those episodes at midnight on Saturday morning, May 11th. And that will be on Disney Plus or BBC iPlayer. Internationally, it's going to be, whatever time that translates to in the country that you're in on Disney Plus. But all this is going to be coming down at the same time, simultaneously, worldwide. And there is a cable option. You can watch it on BBC One if you're in the UK as well. Later in the evening on Saturday at 6:20 p.m. They've released a list of all the episodes. There will be 8 episodes in the season, plus apparently a special, which I'm assuming is the Christmas special that will come out at the end of the year. The 8 episodes are titled Space Babies, The Devil's Cord, Boom, 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, Rogue, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and Empire of Death. So there you go. There's all the information. I hope I said it in at least a somewhat clean way so I can edit this more easily in a few hours. Moving on to the cast, we have Ncuti Gatwa coming in as the 15th Doctor for his first full season. Ncuti is mainly known for being one of the stars on the British TV series Sex Education, and you may have noticed him as one of the Kens in the Barbie movie. He is the first black actor to play the Doctor in the leading role. He is not the first black actor who played the Doctor. That would be Joe Martin, who guest starred as the fugitive Doctor in a few episodes during the 13th Doctor's era. Great Doctor, should not forget. He made his first appearance as the character in the third and final special from the 60th anniversary trilogy that was released last fall, titled The Giggle, where David Tennant did not regenerate, but instead bi-generated into Ncuti Gatwa, as in he split in half and now there are 2 versions of the Doctor running around. There's an old tired Doctor who's just living on Earth, played by David Tennant, and then there is the mainline Doctor, who is Ncuti Gatwa, and we're going to be following his adventures from now on. He has already had his first full episodes of The Doctor, which was the Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. His personality, as opposed to other Doctors, seems to be a lot more happy, I guess. Very cheerful and charismatic and fun-loving, and he also appears to have grown and changed and let go a lot of the angst and sorrow and hurt that he's experienced over the years. I think he's made a decision to move on and look to the future and have a much more optimistic outlook. But essentially, that's Ncuti. He seems really cool. I've enjoyed his performance so far. I feel like he hit the ground running for the most part. I like my Doctors to be charismatic, energetic, and funny, and he's got those going. His co-star will be Millie Gibson, portraying Ruby Sunday. Millie Gibson is known most recently for appearing on Coronation Street. Her character has already made her first appearance in the Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. Her character is apparently an orphan. She does not know who her parents are. Her origins are shrouded in mystery, much like the Doctor himself. I liked her as well. I felt like she was a fun breath of fresh air. She was very likable and youthful, and she had some nice, touching, emotional moments that I feel like she nailed. So I'm looking forward to see her and Ncuti. Ncuti also had great emotional moments. I'm looking forward to seeing the 2 of them have a journey together. They seem to have good chemistry. They seem to like each other. I'm getting positive vibes. Those are your main actors, okay? Here's the supporting cast. Michelle Greenwich is going to be playing Carla Sunday, Ruby's adoptive mother. She also first appeared in The Church on Ruby Road, and she had a really nice, meaty, emotional scene with Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor. So she's solid and she's a very likable character. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. And on that same note, Angela Winter as Cherry Sunday. She is playing Ruby's adoptive grandmother. She's Carla's mother. She's also a very fun presence. She seemed to have a cranky but loving old lady vibe to her. Then we've got Anita Thompson as Mrs. Flood. This character, we've only seen her a little bit so far. She was also in The Church on Ruby Road. She seemed like a crotchety, just regular old neighbor until the very end of the episode, where she suddenly broke the fourth wall and turned to the camera and mentioned that Ruby has never seen the TARDIS before. Very mysterious. Gemma Redgrave returning as Kate Stewart. We last saw her in the 60th anniversary finale of The Giggle. She is the head of unit and the daughter of the Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart, which is a character from the classic series, hung out with John Pertwee a lot, the Third Doctor. She's been guest starring on the show since 2012, and she's appeared in both the 50th and 60th anniversary specials. Her character is a badass, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. Bonnie Langford is coming back as Melanie Mel Bush. Mel is a classic companion from the classic era of the show. She performed alongside Colin Baker's 6th and Sylvester McCoy's 7th Doctors back in the day. She came back and she's made appearances on the show, in small doses, and then she had a much bigger role returning in the 60th anniversary finale, The Giggle. Her character is a computer programmer, and now she works at Unit. Yasmin Finney is playing Rose Noble. She's the daughter of the 10th/14th Doctor's companion, Donna Noble, and she made her first and most prominent appearance in the first 60th special of Star Beast, and the last time we saw her was in The Giggle, having a picnic with her new uncle, Doctor David Tennant. And she'll be in this series too. She's cool. Next up, we've got Alexander Devrient as Colonel Christopher Ibrahim. He first appeared as a high-ranking unit soldier in The Giggle, and he follows the noble tradition of having at least one dreamy beefcake on the unit roster at all times. Then we've got some interesting guest stars. We have Jinx Monsoon as Maestro. Maestro is a very creepy, scary, flamboyant villain that will, I'm assuming, be the villain of The Devil's Court, the Beatles episode. She is known for being the first contestant to win RuPaul's Drag Race twice, and she's also appeared in various films and television shows since then. She appears to be a music-based being of some sort. She seems like she can utilize music physically in some sense, or trap people and instruments. I don't know. The trailers hinted something like that. And she's apparently messing with the Beatles for some reason. She gives me extremely strong Blue Meanie vibes, which I think is very appropriate. Moving on, we've got Anurin Bernard as Roger Ap Gwilliam. Yeah, Roger Ap Gwilliam. It looks like someone accidentally misspelled someone else's name, and then they just stuck with it. And he plays a mysterious politician of some sort. That's really all we know about him right now. Indira Varma as the Duchess. Her role is extremely mysterious. We only know that she's a villain. Then we've got Lenny Rush as Morris. He is only 15 years old. He's a 15-year-old comedian. He was 14 when he filmed the show, and very little is known about his character. Oh, he also appeared in Taskmaster for the Taskmaster New Year's Treat last year, which is awesome because that's a hilarious show and I love it. And any crossover between Taskmaster and Doctor Who is always a huge win in my book. Jonathan Groff is playing an as yet unannounced, unnamed character, which is extremely mysterious. The only major character that's been announced who does not have a name attached to them. I wonder what that means. He's appearing in the Regency era episode, it appears. That's where he is. And yeah, we don't know anything else about him. He's a very mysterious fellow. Apparently the Doctor thinks he's a cat.
You cat!
Moving on, we've got the Fab Four themselves. We got John, Paul, George, and Ringo appearing. I myself am an enormous Beatles fan. I have been raised on the Beatles since I was a child. I was raised on Yellow Submarine and all the movies, Sgt. Pepper's, White Album, and I'm a Beatles head. And thus, I'm very excited to finally see the Doctor going and meeting the Beatles as a historical episode. I think it's super cool. The 60s, that's when Doctor Who literally began, and I just feel like that episode's going to have a real cool swagger and vibe to it, I'm hoping. If they got the casting right. I don't know these four guys. That's what's interesting. The guys they've cast to play the Beatles, some of them have some roles, but they are relatively new, fresh actors who are not known. not well known yet at all. We've got George Capel as Paul McCartney, who actually appeared in a different episode of Doctor Who. He appeared as a character called Alfie in Survivors of the Floods. Then we got Chris Mason as John Lennon. We got Phil Davies as George Harrison, and we've got James Hoyle as Ringo Starr. And this is his first big on-screen role, so that's cool. Good for him. I am super excited to see the Beatles, meaning the Doctor. So anyways, that's all the main cast they've announced. So that's that part done and dusted. The showrunner of this season is Russell T Davies. Russell T Davies was the original showrunner of the modern era of Doctor Who. He brought the show back. He revived the show, which had, was a classic series that was on TV from 63 to 89, and it was canceled. And then it didn't come back, aside from an individual TV movie that came out in 1996. Doctor Who did not come back as a television series until Russell T Davies and crew resuscitated, breathed life back into it and brought it into the modern era and revitalized it and made it the juggernaut that it is today. He brought it back in 2005. He oversaw what is arguably the best or the most popular and successful era of modern Doctor Who from 2005 to 2010, the Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant era. And he has recently, as of last year, returned to the series as the showrunner once again, starting with the 2023 60th anniversary specials and then moving on to this full season. And he's been working on season 2. He is super excited about the series. He very clearly has a vision for it. He has talked a lot about how he wants to make Doctor Who as big and popular as Star Wars or the Marvel Universe, make it a global phenomenon, and it seems like he's taken all the steps necessary to make that happen. Starting with Disney Plus. Love it or hate it, I am still on the fence about the potential Disneyfication of my beloved Doctor Who, but I can't deny that I want the show to be big and popular and never die. So at the very least, I think we got the right guy to make that happen. He is a prolific, award-winning showrunner. He's known not only for his revival of Doctor Who, but also for the creating of the series Queer as Folk, the Doctor Who spin-offs Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures, and most recently the hit series Years and Years, It's a Sin, and Nolly, as well as many other popular British television shows and miniseries throughout his career. He is a prolific, well-known, well-respected, award-winning showrunner and writer. The big quote that's been floating around from RTD is, "At last, it's my great delight to unleash a whole new season of the Doctor and Ruby's adventures together. Monsters, chases, villains, mysteries, and a terrifying secret that's been spanning time and space for decades. Don't miss a second." To close stuff off, I'll just very briefly talk about my hopes and fears. I hope this is good. I hope that it is not too Disney-fied. I hope that it is not too fast-paced where we lose any sort of moments to breathe or really soak in people's personalities or have some meaty dialogue scenes and stuff. Those are the things I worry about from seeing the trailers, because it seems really fun and colorful, but super energetic, super hyper fast. People are fucking flying down hallways and stuff. It's just my favorite Doctor Who eras and my favorite stories tend to lean more towards the darker and the more gothic and the more mature and the more creepy and spooky and horror tinged. But I still like a good colorful episode. I still like a good fun space romp here and there. No question about it. I'm just worried that this season is going to be maybe a bit too much romp and not enough goth for my Black Gothic soul. But regardless, I have a lot of optimism towards this because we got Russell T Davies. At the very least, this guy is extremely seasoned and knows how to write a good Who story and is passionate and cares about the series. Ncuti, Gatwa, and Millie have already proven to me that they have the chops and the chemistry to carry the season and be a fun presence to watch. I'm going to be doing weekly reviews over the next, 7 weeks because 2 episodes appear in the 1 week. So I'm going to watch them. I'm going to try to get them out. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to get them out the same night because I don't know how time works clearly, but I will be getting them all out within the week that they show. And I think it's going to be a really good time. If you're looking for the middle-aged American dude who's been a fan since he was a child take, then you found the right place. You found where you need to be to see that kind of stuff. That's me right here. So please join me every week for the next 7 weeks or so as we watch this fun, exciting new era of Doctor Who together. I'll be seeing you there. And yeah, that's it. I never end these well. So, until next time, Kay, signing out.
I don't have a people, I don't have a home, but I have freedom. Catching monsters, getting into scrapes. So I keep moving on to see the next thing, and the next, and the next. Have you ever felt so alive? And that's just the beginning.